back to my channel. It's your girl Jackie Aina. I'm going to be talking about probably one of the most asked about topics that I get here on my channel, and that is tips and hacks for under eye concealer, or just general questions and tips about concealer. Concealer can be a little tricky sometimes, but I really feel like I have some tips and tricks that can make applying concealer and figuring out how to fix mistakes really simple. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get right into these hacks. I really hope that you guys enjoy it and find them helpful. If you do, give this video a thumbs up, and of course subscribe so that you never miss new uploads. You gotta join the Jackie Aina family so you don't miss new things. Okay, so you keep that makeup popping. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first tip is in making your own under eye brightener. A lot of eye creams out on the market that have like brightening properties, I noticed, were really pink based, and pink on my complexion is just really makes my under eyes look gray. So you can honestly just make your own by taking any under eye brightener and adding your favorite peach corrector. So I'm just gonna take a pea-sized amount of my under eye cream and literally just like one swab of corrector. Mix that in, and as you can see, this is going to instantly brighten my under eye. Keep it on days where maybe you need to just roll out of bed and be someplace, but you don't feel like putting on a ton of product. My next really good tip that a lot of people don't know is put your eye cream in the fridge, especially one that's really good at depuffing. One of my favorites, I've talked about this on Snapchat, is the MAC Fast Response Eye Cream. It is brilliant at depuffing under eye circles, but you can pretty much use any of your favorites. Just put it in the fridge. I think it has something to do with the coolness. It really kind of helps pull the swelling down and really gets the eye like back to normal, and it just feels good, especially like early in the morning. Just give it a quick, really gentle under eye massage, dab it in. It instantly makes your eyes feel good and it wakes you up. Okay, so you always want to have 2 concealer shades. This may be a given to some people, but maybe you don't know, but you always want to have 2 concealer shades, one under eye for highlighting. That's 1 to 2. I really don't like doing too bright under eye. Don't go too bright. I would say like 1 shade. 2 maybe if you're feeling really creative, okay? Just for under eye so you can highlight and brighten. And then I always have a face matching concealer that literally matches the complexion of my face. You can even wear it as a foundation if you wanted to, just so that if I ever need to like spot conceal or go back in and like, you know, really conceal a little extra, then I can use this one. If you apply your concealer and you blend it out immediately after while it's still a little wet, it will actually sheer out a little. But if you wait to let the concealer dry a bit and get a little tacky, then blend it out, it will actually add more coverage and it stays put a lot longer. I don't know, I just like it when it dries a little bit better. It just adds more coverage, it gets a little bit tackier, and then it stays put a lot longer. I used to always apply downward like this, and if you really think about it, you're like snatching your eye down. You don't want to do that, girl. You want to wake up, okay? Wake up. Push that eye up. Wake her up. Okay, if you're wearing a liquid foundation, this does not apply to powder because you always want to conceal first underneath powder. But if you're wearing liquid foundation, always do the foundation first before you do concealer, because sometimes you may find that you don't need as much concealer as you really think. Sometimes I see people pack on concealer that I'm probably one of them. I'm probably totally guilty, but sometimes the foundation alone is just a nice enough base to add just the tiniest amount of concealer and you're good to go. And that also includes for your spots. Like, you never want to like spot conceal underneath liquid foundation, because I feel like sometimes if you're wearing, if the base has enough coverage, you're Gucci. So you don't have to like worry about each spot underneath. Sometimes the foundation by itself is good enough. Okay, this next tip is so important depending on your face shape. So as you can see, my face is quite narrow. I think on camera it actually looks a lot more normal, but my face is quite narrow, okay? It's very long. So instead of applying concealer like this to slim the face, I instead keep my concealer right underneath the eye, because I feel like this adds more width and this adds more lift. Like I feel like you can honestly, before I even blend it out, see the difference. So if your face shape is the opposite of mine and it's very wide, or you want to slim your face, I would suggest this application here, blending it upward into the hairline This is Kim K is the one who like made this, like that snatchback. Okay, this is that snatchback. And she totally made this popular, but this really kind of like lifts the face. So this side is for more narrow face shapes, and this snatchback is for those of you guys that want to make the face look more slimmer and the eyes look more lifted. I talk about this all the time, and I'm not gonna get too deep into it because I can get deep into color correcting because it's so popular and it's so trending right now, but I'm just going to reiterate, please only color correct only if your dark under eye circles still show through underneath concealer alone. Like if concealer alone is just not popping and you can still see the darkness, then you would correct with like a peach tone, or like if you're my complexion, it would be like a peachy, like a dark orange, like this one from LA Girl. Smashbox has some amazing under eye correctors. Bobbi Brown does as well, and they're kind of like customized for every skin tone, but like only do that if it's like the extreme cases where you have like severe dark circles. Don't be afraid of a little oil. You know what I like to do? If a concealer is a little too cakey, I take like 1 drop of beauty oil, pop it into my sponge, and then I'll dab the excess off the back of my hand, and that will help kind of remove a little bit of the extra coverage because concealers are really heavy sometimes. This is what I like to do if I need to sheer something out in a foundation and in a concealer, and beauty oils are really great for also helping to balance the skin. It makes everything look more natural, healthy, and radiant. Okay, this next tip comes courtesy of the drag queens. Guys, I didn't steal this tips, I'm just passing on the knowledge. Whenever you take your loose setting powder and you set your under eye, boom, boom, bam, take that blow dryer, girl. Let the blow dryer run for a little bit to really get it to cook, literally. Girl, where do you think the term baking came from? What drag queens used to do right before they would go on stage, they would set their under eye concealer with powder, and then they would run a blow dryer over it just to kind of really like lock it into the skin. Now, obviously, I'm not saying do this every day, but it's just kind of like a fun little thing you can do when you really need to look good for a long period of time. It helps the makeup last a lot longer. It sets it into place, and it really kind of makes that highlight look strong. Strong, girl. You see how I like to leave translucent powder under my eyes while I do my eyeshadow? Well, you guys know I like to do that to pick up all the fallout. But what happens when you get eyeshadow on parts that's not covered by translucent powder? Well, what I like to do is take a face powder, a loose face powder, dip a big old fluffy brush into it, dab, because powder removes powder. That's gonna pick up that eyeshadow product without it staining and getting streak marks all over your foundation. It's like the most genius hack ever. Powder removes powder. So just put a little bit of that loose powder on your brush and then swipe it off. It literally comes right off without streaking all over that base you worked hard for, and it's completely gone. You see that? And you've got clean, streak-free foundation. No matter how dark the eyeshadows are, this will work. If I'm doing it under eye, I'm gonna take something that's slightly lighter, like a highlighting powder, sweep it right off. Always look up at the ceiling when you're applying your bottom lash mascara, because you want to keep it off that cheek, girl. You don't want to get mascara on all that hard work. You just work for it. Bring your mirror up, look up at the ceiling, and apply. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you guys found these concealer tricks really helpful. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know what your favorite tip was, or if I missed something, go ahead and let us know in the comment. One thing that I really appreciate about you guys is you guys are always open to giving feedback and like sharing what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and that way we can all kind of learn new things in the comments. So please feel free to share down below. I'll see you guys on my next video. Thank you again for hanging out, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.